Hi everybody, and welcome back to another video where we're looking at shabby chic embellishments for journals and things. So this time we're looking at tummy tucks, and I know the rest of the world calls them belly bands, I know that, but belly, it just sounds a little vulgar. Sounds vulgar. So we call them tummy tucks. If you want to pop along to our group, it's Miss Painterlot's Junk Journal group on Facebook, and you'll find out all about tummy tucks and everything else. We're a lovely group of people, I think we are. Really friendly, really kind, and you'd be very welcome there if you want to join us. So I've cut in cream card, sturdy cream card, I've cut 8 inches by 2.5, and this is 2.5 by 5. So the idea is that on your journal page, that will go top to bottom and things can tuck in there. And on your journal page with this one, that will go horizontally and things will tuck in that way. Okay, so let's get cracking with these and see what we're going to do. I guess the first thing to do is ink them. The rule is you cut it, you ink it. So I've cut it, so let's ink it. I don't think you'll see much of this, but just in case you do, I like that sort of distressed, shabby look that we're going for. So it doesn't take a minute to just pop round and ink it up. And we'll do the same for the horizontal one. We're making lots of components for a journal here. Before you know it, we'll have a journal. But I don't think that's where I'm going. Who knows where I'm going? I don't. Right, so there we are. That's our 2 pieces. Now, I want to cover those with paper, and I'm using away at some, I'm not sure if it's Grandma's Attic or Secret Garden, but it's one of those kits from My Porch Prints. And I think they are just the best shabby chic print papers ever. I really do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark this a little bit in from the edge. I've got that hanging over and I've got that just a little bit in, so it will be slightly smaller than this piece of card when we cut it. So let's just get a ruler, see if I can see where I marked it. I think that's it. It's quite difficult to tell on this paper, but I think we're about there. Line it all up, chop it off, and that will come in for something else, don't throw that away. And then cut off the excess down here. Now then, where is my mark? There it is. So it's just going to be marginally shorter than the 2.5 inches that we measured for the cream card. So I think that's it there. Keeping all your good scraps. Let's just check that we're right. Yes, that's lovely. It's beautiful paper, that's so gorgeous. I love it. And then we need some other paper for this. Yeah, I thought I'd got something out. This one here is just perfect for the job. And it looks like it goes that way. So let's just mark it that way. So it's about there, and it's about there. Let's chop that one off first. I mean, really, if you measure 2.5 inches and then you come in 1/8, you're about right anyway. So that's an alternative and good way of doing it. Just same thing there, just 1/8 in from the 5 inches will get you to where you want to be. There we go. That I am going to throw it. That's just silly. It's just silly to keep that. Right, so now we need to ink around these, I think. But don't stick them down yet. I'll explain to you why that is in a minute. Just take that the sort of white edge of the paper off, because it does catch the eye. So even if you don't want to distress it, do try and get rid of that white bit of the paper. There we are, that's one. I am making a hole in this paper, scrap paper that I've got, odd shapes and sizes and what have you. I mean, some of it is whole pages, but they've got a mark on them from the printer roll or whatever. Anything like that, fair game for this. So that's going on there like that. But what we want to do, and this is going on there, what we want to do is put the lace in first, because if you put the lace, stick it onto the back. Come on, I've definitely got a piece of lace somewhere. Like so. Every time that you push something in from this side, it's going to catch on that lace and it's going to annoy you. I'm telling you, it will. So the thing to do is put the lace on there and then sandwich it with that piece on top. So it'll all look very tidy, very neat, but there won't be anything underneath to get on your wick. So let's just see which lace we want to use. I've got a plethora of lace. I did quite like this one though when I tried it. It looked very nice. This has come off some really wide lace. This is it here. So you can see it's really wide, but I don't need that. So I've just cut that bit off, and this bit will definitely come in for something else, without a doubt. I've also got this cream crocheted one. That's also nice. That looks nice too. Yeah, I like that. Nothing wrong with that. So I've got that, or I've got this. Let's just see which we prefer. Yeah, I like the crocheted one actually. I've also got that, which is a much more vintage colour. It's probably actually vintage lace, this. So if I put that there and put that on. No, that's a bit too dark for this one. So the crocheted lace then it is. I've got plenty of it, so good. So I'm just going to stick it down both sides of the top of the tummy tuck. It does take a bit of glue because the fabric, the crochet, seems to just absorb it. So make sure you've got enough on the ends. The middle bit's going to be sandwiched anyway, so we'll be alright with that. And it does have a right and a wrong side, this. I think that's the right side. So you want it so it's sticking out equally, and find yourself a hole in the lace that you're using and use that as your guide as to where you want to be. You can just sort of see through it. I'm using this one here. And just turn that over and see. Yeah, that looks good. That's fine. Right, so let's just, I'm just going to chop that off there. Not to put any strain on it while it's drying. And same on the other side, unsurprisingly. You can have yours with the lace sticking out much more if you want to, or no lace at all. It's really up to you. I just think Shabby Chic lends itself to froth and lace and lots of it, so that's what I'm doing. Just want to catch the end in properly. Right, then I think that's the right way round. have used it that way actually. So using the same thing that you used last time, which I can't seem to find this time, must be that. That's it, yeah. So just make sure it's straight. There we are. Yeah, that looks nice, looks nice. So the same thing with the horizontal one. You put the lace at the sort of top and bottom of it. And try and go for the same hole if you can. It's a little bit fiddly, but not massively fiddly. There we go. So just one more side to do. It doesn't matter about the excess glue there at all. That's going to be covered with the paper that we've already cut. So it'll be fine. As I say, you can't really see that you've distressed the edges of this, but we weren't to know that. We weren't to know which lace we were going to use. There we are. Right, so this one will be, I'll just put the lid on my glue just for a minute. This one will be ready to chop off now, it'll be dry enough. Just going to give that another minute more, it still looks a bit wet. So here's our paper that's going to go on top. It's going to look like that, which is very nice. Okay, let's get that glued down. Right up to the edges. Bearing in mind what I say about the crochet lace, it just swallows glue, so make sure you've got plenty on the edges. There we are. Now then, let's try and get this something like central. There we go. I think that's not too bad. I think that's okay. So get your tissue and smooth that down like so. Lovely, lovely job. That's fine, that's all nice and tidy. So let's come on to the other one then, which will be dry by now. Oops. There we go. And the paper for this one is here. It's going to go like that. Yeah, lovely. Stuck to itself. Obviously been cutting something out previously out of this paper because it's got 5 3/4 by 8 written on it, which is certainly not this one. I used to be that I didn't have all my Shabby Chic papers in one place. They were just mixed up with all the other papers that I've ever printed out that haven't got used. But I did go through them and I sorted out all the Shabby Chic, which gave me a bit of a start. So yeah, I think that's fine there. Press that one down as well. Any bits where there's bits of glue, they will ball up. Once it's properly dry, they'll ball up and come off. But if you, yeah, I mean, it's doing it now. I'm just rubbing over it and it's the bits of glue that were on show have disappeared. So, right, okay. What shall we do with them now? That's the question. Well, this one's going this way, so let's deal with that one first. I have got this pink gauze sort of stuff that I could put across there, which looks quite nice. And I've got some, I'm not exactly sure where they came from, but they were in the box of Shabby Chicness. I mean, that looks really nice there, doesn't it? Yeah, I think it does. I like it. Don't want any lace behind that, or is that enough? No, I think that'll do, and I'll put probably a pearl on each end. So yes, that's what's going to happen. It has been decided. So I'm just going to put a couple of lines of glue down here, like that. I'm just going to take my finger and spread it out. So we haven't got any blobs of glue, but we have got something that's sticky. And I'm going to see if I can get that in the middle. I think that looks middle-ish. So it's sticking onto the glue that's there, which is great. Marvellous, in fact. And I can just trim off what's left. And up here as well, I don't know if there's anything left. A little bit. Right, I don't need to stick that any more than that, it's stuck on. Excuse me, and this is going to go on top. It's pretty, isn't it? It's just pretty. That's all I can say on the subject, really. So it measures, if I get my ruler the right way around, it measures 5 inches, so the middle of that is 2.5. So I'm just going to make myself a little mark there to tell me that's the middle, and I'm going to do the same on here at 2.5. So I know when I've got this covered with glue that that's actually where it needs to go. Excellent. So I'm just going to ink around this a little bit just to make it stand out. Not much, just a little bit will do you. There we go. Yeah, that stands out much better. Right, so some glue all over the back of that, which will also aid the pink mesh stuff to stick. So I do want this quite well stuck, so I'm fairly carefully going around the outside. There we go, right. So that's the middle, and that's the middle. So about there, I reckon. Lovely. That's lovely. Somewhere I do have a rubber. I have no idea where. And so at some stage in the future I'll take those marks off. I mean, they're not really in your face, but you don't want them there, so I'll take those off when I find my eraser. So I'm wondering if that needs to be tilted up a bit. No, I think it's all right. I think that's fine. Right, so let's move on to this one. And I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to put on this one. Read for that, I haven't got a clue. I do, however, have some of these. I think that might be the green kit, actually. I've got so many kits of My Porch prints. It's laughable, really. Well, or cryable. Let's get some out and have a look and see what there is. Oh, look at these, they're all ephemera. These are all the daisies and stuff. That's all honeybee. Oh, they're nice. They're from Antique Paperie. Oh yes, oh yes. Let's just check that they fit. Ooh, I'd need to trim it down just a touch, which I can do, it's all right. Ticking, love ticking. And then all these stamps and tickets, which are lovely. Oh my goodness me. These are journal pages, and I think they're from, yeah, My Porch Prints, but the Daisy kit. And lots of ticking. And then the film rolls. Library cards. Oh my life. Right, my best option, I think. I was thinking of using that, actually, which I think would look quite nice. So I'll leave that one out. That's a possibility. I'll just cut round it and we'll see what it looks like. I really should have had these cut out first, but sorry, I didn't. Although in fairness, I was thinking that I was going to use this one, which I probably will. Put those back on the massive stack. Right, let's have a look and see what this looks like. It's nice with a bit of lace behind it. It would probably look really nice, actually. Let's have a look also at, I don't know which one's the nicest one. They're all nice. This one maybe. Yeah, I'll have a look at this one. So I'll cut round it the size that it is before I start trimming anything off it. With these ones from Antique Paperie, where you get these 9 sort of ATCs to a sheet, you can put them into Word, crop them, and then enlarge each one to the size of a page for your journal. The images are good enough to allow you to do that. Right. Well, it's just marginally too big, but it doesn't really stand out very much. But would it stand out if I put some lace behind it? That's the question. This probably not. It's probably not enough. Although it's quite nice. What else have I got here? I have got this beautiful lace. Absolutely beautiful. I don't think I really like that next to the cream, and it's a waste of that beautiful lace, to be honest. I've got this white crocheted lace. That way, I think. That could go there. That could go over it. I hate these blooming decisions. So indecisive. No, I like this one. I'm going for this one, and then and then I'll work out what's going to go behind it, because as of this moment I just don't know. So it's just a kind of sliver off there. That's my best description for you. And off there. Let's see if that's enough to do the trick. Yes, it's perfectly the same size. Right, so I want something behind that to make this stand out. So what can I use? No. What about the pink that I've used before? Wow, that's gorgeous, actually. Yeah, it's too nice not to use that. Let's just try this, just on the off chance. I could use that with that there. No, you can't see the paper. I want to see this paper because it's nice. Right, so let's, this measures 2.5, so 1.25 inches is obviously half of that. So I'm going to draw myself a line down, 1.25 inches, yeah, down there, so I know where I'm putting the lace. Down there. It's just a faint line, but it's enough to help me. That's the way they go. So let's put a line of glue down the middle and then just a little bit up each side, and then some across the bottom. Right, let's get this on then. So let's just hold it there, follow the line, and that should be Bob's Your Uncle. Should be. I'm not sure it is Bob's Your Uncle. It might need to go across a bit. Just going to cut off this excess because it's pulling it instead of letting it dry square. Bits of glue. Right, lovely. I think that's nice. Right, okay, so we've now got this problem with this, that the lace is thicker than, it's going to make this piece bow up, which is not what we want. So we're going to have to put some dimensional tape on it, which we've used before for other parts of this Shabby Chic ephemera. There we are, just a little bit of ink around it, don't need much. So I want from there to there. That's where I want my dimensional tape to be. So a bit stuck to it. I'm going to put one piece at the outside edge, like that. One piece at the other side. Like that. And then this is not wide enough for another piece. Thread stuck in there, however I managed that. So I'm going to cut it in half widthways. And that will give me the width that I want. It's it's a tricky job because everything wants to stick to everything. But persevere and you'll get there. Don't need more than that, a little bit more than that. Sticky. Right, that will do us, I think. Chop that off there. Right, let's see. Got dimensional tape stuck everywhere. So just stick that down there. Stick this one down there. That's going to leave the room in the middle for the thickness of the ribbon, the lace, should I say. Trim those ends off. Actually, that's just sticking out just a bit too much. That's it. Take the protective. Oh, couldn't do that if you wanted, could you? There we go, and let's put that back in there before I cut myself, which would not be funny. And a bit of glue in the middle where it's going to stick onto the lace, and that hopefully will sit nicely. That's the hope anyway. So where's the middle? Right there. So we know it goes from edge to edge, so line it up like that. Press down in the middle where the lace is, and there we have it. Sitting nicely there. Oh, I've got just a little bit of no, I haven't. I thought it was sticking out, but it isn't. Okay, so there we are. I mean, you can now add whatever it is you want to add to it. Flowers, beads, pearls. For this one, I need to trim those ends off. For this one, I'm going to stick a couple of pearls on it on either side. I'm just going to use the 6000 for that, because that way then I know it's stuck. So about there and about there. Pick up a couple of these. That one just wanted to be awkward from the off. And one on the other side, and then that is the horizontal one finished. There we are. That's nice. And then we need to work out what we're going to put on this one. I quite like the idea of pearls again, to be honest. So I think I will just put pearls in each corner. Two, three, four. You could put gems, you could put little flowers, you could put a bow on it. There's no end of ways that you could actually embellish this up and make it pretty. But we've used pearls previously, so I think pearls is probably quite a good idea. So there we go. There we have them then. 2 little tummy tucks, ready to pop in a journal and pop something behind them. Let's just have a look. I haven't got anything to put behind them, I don't think, so that's them anyway. Very, very pretty. So thanks for joining me. I will see you again very soon. Bye for now.